world?
It's all about Benita.
It's good film.
Support the Benita show.
Oh,
We need more people like her in St. Louis.
oh, thank you. What did you say, Randy? What was that?
See, she's tricky. She is tricky. Sneaky woman, that Benita.
I'm sorry, who you guys talking about?
Show.
I'm on TV!
You are! Hello, world, and you're not gonna guess in a million years who I'm sitting here with.
Go ahead, guess!
Bill Chott, my good friend from the Disney's The Wizard of Waverly Place. Hi, Bill.
Hello, Benita. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for taking time out for the Benita show.
Thank you. I don't know. I want to let your viewers know what a generous host. If you turn in to watch the Benita show, you know all the great things she does for St. Louis. She just donated a scholarship to one of our students who wanted to take improvisation but couldn't afford it. So I just wanted to put that out there so everybody at home knows how sweet you are.
Thank you, Bill. It was my pleasure. I mean, when I came in here and saw these students here tonight, and these actors, actresses, whatever arts that they're doing, I mean, they do this for livelihood.
Yeah.
They put their heart and soul into it. They come down here and spend a lot of time learning these skills so they can move up the chain in acting.
Yeah. And not just acting, a lot of people use it for, you know, if there are people who work in law and want to get better doing presentations, doctors who want to be able to listen better to really what their clients are trying to tell them is wrong with them. So it's not just acting, it's all across the board.
That's a good point to make because livelihood.
Yeah.
Presentations, that's a good point to make.
If I could ask you guys to observe what's going on in this circle, if I could turn you over this way, and I'll step in the center here. Here's the game that we're going to play in a second. And hello, Benita. Good to see you.
Hi, Bill.
I'm on TV!
You are.
So this game is called Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. All right? And there's several layers to it. The first layer is agreement, acceptance. We are going to agree that I'm going to say Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. And before I get to the bop, he already did it. That was good of him. You say bop. You're just trying to beat me to the word bop. Okay? I'm giving you what we talked about earlier, a sense of urgency. So let's try that. Just saying Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Bibbidi Bop. Good. Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop. Good. Can I get a volunteer from that circle to take the center? Great. Give Christina a round of applause. He wouldn't be the person that gets called out or actually gets put as our center of focus. He would be. Because he's dependent upon him for that support. Once again, there's a sense of urgency in the support as well. So the person who's in the center winds up to be our new center of focus. Wherever our center of focus, and when it shifts, it'll be right here. And that person is in charge. So let's either try Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop or airplane. Have some fun over there. Airplane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Airplane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. She's waiting for that arm. So now she's staying on the center. Give her a round of applause. Energy, yes. Did you notice how infectious the energy was? If someone came at you with energy, you just summoned up from you, didn't it? You had no choice. Well, you do have a choice. You let yourself be involved. You let yourself be engaged. There's another great saying that I love, which is, attention goes where energy flows. Anything else?
Teamwork.
Teamwork!
Yes.
We were forming, we were all a team working together. We always had a center of focus. Each one of us had a chance to take leadership of it at one point or another, or at least hopefully we did. Anything else?
Remembering your part and timing.
Yeah, remembering what your part is. how do you serve what's going on? What is your part of it? How do you help complete the circle? What else? Yeah, being ready to react. You can't think, oh, that guy just said airplane 5 times. He's gonna say airplane when he comes to me. No, maybe he or she is gonna say truck driver, or maybe he or she is gonna say Charlie's Angels. Anything else to help us out with this? Survival. Yes! Survival. There was no other option but to play the game. Right? There was no other option but to play that game. And to come forward and survive in it. Whether you're surviving on the outside or surviving in the center. Alright, we're going to take a very brief break. Give yourselves all a round of applause. It is in a certain way, it is magic. Magic isn't something that's supernatural or of another world. It's something that's hypernatural, something that's very natural that we kind of take for granted in our daily life. We don't realize how connected we are to other people. For years, people talked about, you know, oh, my heart tells me this, and my heart is my feeling, and then people said, okay, well, that's just a muscle that pumps blood. Your brain is really the thing that does all the thinking. But you know that where signals are sent from the heart to the brain and the brain to the heart? Or were you aware that there's an electromagnetic, thank you for giving me those words, electromagnetic pulse that is sent out from your heart that is registered by other people's hearts instantly. You're not conscious of it in your mind, but your heart is. It receives things. It sends signals to the brain. So, how helpful was eye contact in that? Right. Was it magical in a sense too? Once again, not in some otherworldly, I'm waving a wand, making a frog turn into something, but it was that we were kind of in a different place for that moment, weren't we?
Out of the house by midnight.
Yes, and it's my house.
Yes, and what you think is yours is never yours.
Oh.
You stole something from me. They can say anything they want, but it has to be a statement. Alright? We're not asking questions because the next line is going to start with 2 words, and that is yes and. We're going to be saying that a lot the next few minutes, so let's practice saying that together. Yes and. Great. So that next line will start with yes and then anything you want. But as we know, it's not just anything. It has to be about what the person just said, the gift that they just gave us. So we're going to say yes, and those are going to be the first 2 words out. There's no thought involved. We just say them. And then we say something that naturally evolves out of what we heard them just say. And then that line will be responded by yes, and then the same thing, something that just heightens it just a small amount forward. And then we're done. We'll give you a big round of applause. You'll go to the back of the line, and the next 2 people will step up, do the same thing. It doesn't matter who starts. Say that to him instead.
It doesn't matter who starts.
Yes, and that is my favorite part of it.
Yes, and can my best friend join us?
I fell in love with you an hour ago. Yeah! And I met someone else about 45 minutes ago.
Yes, and they can join our group.
I want you out of the house by midnight.
Yes, and it's my house.
Yes, and what you think is yours is never yours.
Oh.
I'm a little high right now.
Yes, and you know what kind of shows.
Yeah, and wait till you see me later on.
Right now, I hate the fact that I have to wear them. I mean, I don't understand what's the big deal that your nipples show. I mean, everybody's got nipples. I don't know what it looks like. So you see my nipples through my shirt. Birth control is my thing. I take that.
that's part of our mission too. No, they were just honest. They talked about what that meant to them, how they felt, and if they misspoke, were we disappointed in them? No. Like when she said that Bambi was a reindeer, and that meant something bad, did you think anything bad of her? No. We were like, I've said things like that. I've seen people confuse deer and reindeer. Wouldn't it be funny if Bambi were a reindeer? We would fly away from fires. So don't let any fear of a mistake hold you back from saying something. Don't let any fear of saying something controversial say anything either. Lauren did a great job talking about birth control without withholding or without being private or holding back from herself. If this were a show at Improv Trick, normally we tend to do a family show. It's all right. This is a workshop and we're all adults here. If we can't talk about vaginas amongst ourselves, who can? We just Oh, you did? Yeah. Right, so then all kinds of things to talk about. Alright?
Families come from vaginas also.
They do. Let's give a round of applause for this.
Comic books.
Comic books. Alright, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Let's give a recap of our topics.
Lip flops. Enchiladas. Pampers.
Vaginas.
Comic books.
Alright. Warm up.
There's the sound, which is, I guess, you might assume aesthetically sort of pleasing, but it's fairly there. Why would you? I'll take my shoe. Thank you. The shoe actually does something. Not
comic books. I actually am a huge nerd, so I enjoy some of the stories from comic books that other people will talk about stuff on the internet.
You know, it's a horrible color. You can see it. It shocks. They name movies like Clockwork Orange, which is like rape and pillage and disturbed thought. Orange, it's tied into that. Orange is just tied into everything. It's just great. It's just this volatile color that insults our eyes.
Guess who's from Canada? Canadians. Guess who I met on my cruise last year? Canadians. And it's not like they are on TV. They're not saying A every other syllable. They come together.
Most men like
they didn't speak French.
All men come from vaginas. Women too. There's a woman that like vaginas.
And it's odd because it just seems lackluster. The show is very good. It's just a rehash of
talks
other
about all kinds of
times.
What an enchilada was, but I really don't have that much urge to find out what an enchilada is because we could try and figure out what like the ingredients of an enchilada is just by deriving it from the name, and you could imply.
One time she flooded the bathroom because she tried to flush the diaper down the toilet. And she had one of those showers that had like this little big one, so when the toilet flooded, she started to go into the shower. Just like this
vaginas are also fun to play with.
See, we can talk about vaginas without being dirty. It's honest, it's natural, it's normal, it's human. It doesn't make for a good corporate show. Alright.
I am envious of Justin Bieber. He gets to go around the globe and get all those good young girls. He's like a little pop teapot. He's popped up in different countries. He's going to learn German. He's going to have a German hit, a French hit, an Australian hit. He's an English hit, a Siberian.
I don't know about you, but I love to laugh at like everything, including like people.
Since I'm single, I eat out a lot and I experiment with different restaurants. And it's hard to mess up chicken, so a lot of times I experiment with chicken, enchiladas, but there's a lot of different ways you can eat chicken. But chicken can't go wrong. Plus, you can see it when it's done, and it's safe for the stomach.
I don't know much about Virgos, being a Gemini. I'm highly unfortunate and born on 6/9, so I remember one time I made this screen name like Molly 6'9". My mom was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Being a vegetarian, I don't really know much about crab legs, other than I gotta think, who thought this is like a great thing to eat when they first saw it? It looks kind of like a spider leg. It looks like, you know, the meat's all on the inside. There's nothing on the outside. There's no food right there. You gotta burn it, you gotta boil it, you gotta break it open, then you gotta suck it and you spit it out. It's disgusting.
Cold, wet, sticky, warm, not vaginas, dog spit. I recently put my dog to sleep so I don't have to deal with dog spit anymore. It's okay, I did not like the dog.
I think chocolate should be its own food group. I personally find ways to eat chocolate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. I eat it with nuts and without, with raisins and without. I eat hot chocolate and cold chocolate.
In high school, nobody sat us down and told us what a weenus was, so there was this great debate on whether it was your elbow skin or whether it was your scrotum skin, your taint. So people would say weenus, and I didn't really know what they were talking about, and they'd be like, "Dave, you playing with your weenus today?" I was like, "What? I guess so. I don't. It's stretchy. My weenus is stretchy. It's a little ashy. It's got this little.
Obviously, you think you're so fancy. You think you know everything just because you're so old. You've been there for centuries. You got all those fancy string instruments. You got everyone all dressed up and looking nice. Then you got those fancy chords and the fancy interactions between all the instruments. And your sheet music. You know what? You're not so big. I can just sing. I can just sing a loud voice.
I mean, I have a feeling that maybe Mr. Show invented the term weenus, because that's what I heard.
The drum.
All right. So, I hope everybody had a fun time. Good. All right. So that is the 2-hour free class. If you pay for the class, that'd be great. Here is my 2-minute commercial. Improv means everything to me. It's what I do. It's what I do for a living. It's what I do for fun time. It's how I meet friends and make new friends. It's how I help friends raise money when they have an important cause. It's what I spend all my time doing. And the only way that improv can happen is if people are learning about it, because it's a living, breathing thing. It has to continue. And that's why we teach improv classes. That's why improv classes exist. But one of the other reasons that I started Improv Trick in St. Louis was when I got out of college, I wanted to study improv really bad. And Chicago at that time was really the only place you could go to study. Maybe you could have like a college class, or you know, if you were lucky, somebody would come in from out of town who had those skills. But you had to travel to Chicago, or maybe New York, or maybe Los Angeles, to really study improvisation. And the Compass Theater thrived there, and that was because after a long night of performing and probably drinking and God knows what else at that time, Elaine May, part of Nicholson May, she's a great director, I'm going to forgive her for Ishtar, and Del Close, whom I mentioned earlier, who's the father of modern long-form improvisation, and Ted Flicker were sitting around and they said, what is it that makes improv work? What are the things that make improv work? And they came up with what's known as the kitchen rules. And it just consists of things like don't deny, avoid asking questions, and take the unlikely choice. But they are not aware that it started right here in St. Louis. So that's part of our mission too, is to talk about the historical implications of improvisation in St. Louis and our part in that. So, if nothing else, if you don't think that taking an improv class is for you, try to support improv in another way. Go on Facebook, like an improv group on Facebook. Go on Twitter, you can find it very easily. You can go to our website, we have links to just about everything going on improv related in town. www.theimprovtrick.com. If we're having a problem with the website right now, but the splash page lists almost everything that's going on in this town right there. Like it, friend it, do those things. If you're interested in taking classes, I can tell you that there is nothing that should keep you from taking them. So the price might go up again, but right now you can do it for $150, and then you can take it, if you don't have time to take it this week or this month, take it next month, take it next week. So time shouldn't be an issue for you. If money is an issue, don't let it be an issue. We can get over that issue. We can take installment payments. If you absolutely are dead broke, don't have a dime, there are scholarship options. We're working on building a scholarship fund, and in the meantime, until we have that scholarship fund, there are possibilities to work in exchange for us. If you have photography skills or recording skills, things like that, we can work out some sort of a trade with you if you're absolutely broke and cannot do it. We prefer to just work with you and make an installment payment. Because then you don't have any other obligations other than learning improv. And then once you've done it once, you come back for the rest of your life and just take this class if you want to. It's here for you.
Let's talk about Bill Chott.
All right, that's my favorite topic.
And we know you own the Improv Trick here
Yes.
in St. Louis, and you have one in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You just won an award, an Emmy award,
Yes.
that is based out of New York and is nationwide. Wow.
Yeah, there was a nationwide poll, and it was really cool because St. Louis was very well represented. Usually these awards are a nationwide award, and Chicago and New York and Los Angeles usually walks away with a lot of the big awards. But two really cool awards, very modest awards, were won by St. Louis troops. I was nominated and was presented an award for Best Improv Coach, and I was very honored for that. And Washington University's improv troupe, Carl Improv, won for Best College Troupe, and they're gaining a lot of momentum. They're holding their own little festival, I think, of like college troops from all over, or at least if they're not doing it themselves, they're a very large proponent of it. I know that. And the Improv Shop, which is another theater in here in town that does long form improv, was nominated for Best Training Program. So all across the board, there were a lot of great nominations. There were a lot of great wins for St. Louis.
Wow, go St. Louis! We are moving, we are shaking, and we're making it happen, right, Bill?
Yes, we are.
Bill, now you were in town for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about, what did you do? Tell us about the personal side. I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, I spent a lot of the last month in Fayette, Missouri. I went to school at Central Methodist University, and I do an annual improv workshop there where we do a 2-day workshop, and then we do a performance at the end of it. And I'd like to do that at a lot more colleges, but I need them to contact me. It's hard for me to go out to them and be like, who's this guy?
Right.
But then this year, onto that, we added an actual doing a play. And one of the students had performed in this play before, The Foreigner, and it's a great play by Larry Shue, and it's all about a guy who pretends to be a foreigner so he doesn't have to speak to other people, but winds up really discovering himself as a process of it.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I kind of got to live that too, because I was, in a way, I was kind of pretending to be a college student for a month, and I learned a lot about myself, and I guess the students learned a lot about professionalism and acting, and that, I'm just like them. I'm just another actor trying to have fun up there on stage.
Yeah. You're doing good with not only with stage productions and your improv, but the principal on the Wizards of Waverly plays.
4 seasons. We did over 100 shows, and we just wrapped on that this season. So Selena started doing her own solo movie career, so we're all doing our own projects. Last October, I shot a movie that's coming out next holiday season called Santa Pups.
I saw something about that.
I play Mr. Holman, who's a cookie baker who loses the Christmas spirit and does not donate his cookies to the orphanage for once. And it's
meaner.
Well,
But you also, I saw a movie that's coming out on demand. You did with Johnny Depp as well.
Yes, The Rum Diary.
Right.
That was a really cool experience because I got to fly to Puerto Rico to shoot it. While I was there, the Wizards of Waverly Place was shooting the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. And they were shooting it at the hotel that Johnny Depp's people were putting me up at. So I was walking down to the pool and I was like, what are you guys doing here? And they were like, let's do a scene with you. And it didn't make it into the movie. But it was one of those little moments that you know, wound up on the cutting room floor. But I got to do 2 movies in Puerto Rico in 3 days.
Oh wow, you're a busy man.
So,
and you still take time for us people here in St. Louis.
Well, this is where it all started out. I couldn't have got where I was today without the support of people in St. Louis, my family, my friends, people I went to school with, people like yourself who go out of their way to support the arts and put a spotlight on it. So that's why I come back, is because this is where it all started.
Right. Now tell us real quick about the Improv Trick. Tell us what you have going on here and about your classes, and tell the world what people can learn in the Improv Trick.
Well, if they go to www.theimprovtrick.com, or if they go to Improv Trick on Twitter, or the Improv Trick St. Louis on Facebook, they can stay in touch with us and learn about the different classes we have to offer. We have classes in improvisation, and that's for people who have never taken improv before and want to learn those skills. See, everybody over there is having fun still.
There's another class in session.
Yeah. And that the improv helps people, like I said, not just actors, but people who want to move forward speaking in front of other people or want to get over some shyness. And we do the same thing with stand-up classes. We have some great stand-up instructors here. And it's a great chance to learn and to move forward and break out and to really find new friends and to form a community.
Right. Well, I don't have any more questions for you, Bill. I just want to take a few minutes of your time, and
thank you.
I enjoyed the class. I mean, I need to come take some myself. I enjoyed it. It was a hoot. That's a lot of fun.
Well, anytime you want to take class, you let me know. You come on down here and we'll do some yes and.
Okay, thank you for taking time, Bill.
Thank you.
Say bye to the world, Bill.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Watch the Benita show.
That's right, baby.
Every time I see your face, that's the time I fall from grace. And there are other signs of danger every step of the way. Every time I clearly say, tide of change come over me. Let me drown, it's such a pleasure.
I feel